update the firmware on the Kenwood TH-D74A. You go to the Kenwood website and you search for the TH-D74 and you find the firmware updates under support. You get taken to a list of files. So you click here on the support page. When you come to the product page, you'll have feature specs. You'll click support, scroll down, click on amateur products, software download, and then another page will come up. On this page, the quickest thing to do is push Control F and type in 7.4. It'll take you right to the 7.4A section, and the latest firmware is at the top, which is May 2017, version 1.06. My radio is currently at version 1.05. On menu, you go to configuration, and then you go down to system, and under system, you'll see the version. I am on version 1.05, and to work correctly with the TNC through Bluetooth or the USB cable, I want to be on version 1.06. There was a bug that was fixed. The device through a USB cable is the only way you can update the firmware or program the radio, and you want to use a high quality USB cable. I've used some cheaper ones and the radio is not recognized. To get to the device manager, you right click on this computer and click on manage, and that'll bring up the computer manager, and the computer manager has a tree view of the device manager. Under device manager, you'll see COM ports listed. Expand that and you should see a TH-D74 device, and there'll be a COM port number associated. If there's not, you can right click on that device and go to properties. Under properties, you go to port settings. Under port settings, go to advanced, and you can assign the COM port right here. If your device is not showing up here, chances are your cable's bad or there's a problem with your radio. I would assume the cable. You cannot use the Bluetooth for programming or updating the firmware. So you must have configurations you have to do on your interface. For the USB functions, you want the COM plus AF/IF output. For all the others, you'll want to have it set to Bluetooth. And these settings don't actually take effect until you come out of the menu and you shut the radio off and turn it back on. So you'll have to actually power down the radio and turn it back on, or the radio won't be recognized by the computer. Update, and we'll go ahead and open the firmware update and extract it. Now the firmware update is extracted, I will make a note that I did indeed plug in the radio. Whenever you do a firmware update, you want to have your radio powered. Otherwise, you always risk the chance of breaking your radio. The firmware software came up, and it's thinking that the COM port might be 3, but we'll have to change that. And here's the directions. Insert a fully charged battery into the transceiver, turn it off, turn it on, while holding push to talk in 1. Then connect the USB to the port, and then close this window and select a COM port. As the directions said, we'll turn the radio off, and then we'll go ahead and we'll push number 1 and turn the radio back on while holding push to talk and the number 1 key version, and then we plug in the USB cable. The USB cable is now connected, so we should be able to select COM port 6, which is the COM port for the radio. And then click update. And then we can watch the firmware update take place. And then the radio starts flashing programming, and it shows the new version is 1.06. And this takes a little while, and the firmware is almost done programming, and we get a message on the radio that it's complete, a message on the computer that it's complete as well. Click OK, and now we get new directions to turn it off, remove the cable, and push the function key and the power key until it turns on, and a reset screen appears. Then select full reset. So apparently we're going to lose all of our data, which it did warn us of that, but we did back it up. Strokes that were mentioned, we saw the screen pop up, then we had this error message about the SD card. I probably should have removed it before starting, and then do the full reset. And yes, of course, we're sure, so we'll click OK over here, and the radio resets. And now we have a brand new radio with nothing in it. And we'll go ahead and load our settings back from our saved file. Went ahead and loaded my file that I had saved. And we'll go to Program and Write. And we'll click Write. We'd already selected the COM port. The radio's in programming mode. And now the write's complete. This time it went a lot faster.